So I woke up this morning feeling like I'd gone for a time warp, or woken up in the 1960s or something, because the LBC was talking about the Tory MP who has just called for a reconsideration of the UK's death penalty, and they were discussing the possibility of another referendum to decide whether we should reintroduce death as a punishment for crimes. Let's not even go into the whole referendum thing again, because the last one went so well. Yeah, sure, let's have another referendum. Let's let the campaign that wants to reintroduce the death penalty make all these promises about how we're going to only punish paedophiles, rapists, serial killers, the most degenerate people in our society, and how it's only going to be the death if it's proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that they were guilty. And then let's let them win. And then let's let them turn around and say, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to start skinning people alive for getting parking tickets. We're going to set them on fire when they're caught shoplifting. And then when society says, hang on, let's have a rerun here, they can turn around and say, stop being such a Ramona. We voted. We had a vote. That's it. You know, death means death. Like all the shit they're coming out with now about Brexit. But I wanted to discuss today the actual death penalty in and of itself, because I don't think that death as a punishment for a crime has any place in a modern civilised society. Death was abolished in the 1960s in the UK, and has been widely abolished across the US, bar a few states who still use lethal injection. And I think quite rightly so. In fact, lethal injection is considered in America to be the most humane way of executing people. And it's why they only use lethal injection now. They don't use, you know, the electric chair, shooting, hanging, none of that anymore. And even experts now are saying that hurts, that causes suffering to the person being executed. So for me, all the death penalty is society fulfilling its bloodlust. If you study serial killers like I do, I've got a massive fascination with serial killers and why they do what they do. You all know that serial killers kill most of the time a specific type of people, be it women, men, gay men, children, couples, Muslims, whatever, white, black. And in their own minds, they have a justification for what they're doing. They will murder women because they look like their mother. They will murder men because they look like the father that beat them. You know, whatever twisted thing it is, that will be their justification. So all state justified execution is society justifying murder by saying this person killed someone or this person raped someone, he deserves to be put to death. So that makes society, any society that murders as a retaliation to crime, no better than a serial killer. In my eyes, that's just my opinion. It's not, you know, obviously not a fact, but it's just my opinion. It makes us no better than them. A lot of people say that we have to excuse me, I've got an app not responding. You know, we have to feed them, clothe them, shelter them, keep them warm, keep them cool, you know, keep them comfortable for the rest of their lives, and that's a burden on the taxpayer. Well, in any society that punishes its criminals, there is a burden on the rest of us. Doesn't matter whether you put them to death or not. It doesn't matter whether you have life imprisonment as your maximum punishment. There is always going to be a burden on us. Now, statistically speaking, it costs them more to execute someone than it actually does to hold them in jail for the rest of their lives. When you take into account appeals and lawyer fees and all last rights and all the other stuff that goes along with an execution. Unless you want to become like a backwards third world country and just shoot people on the spot for committing certain crimes, which is a very, very dangerous slope, very dangerous, then it costs a lot more to execute. And that's a fact. You can look that up for yourself. Also, we have to take into consideration the reasons for crimes. Not everybody who murders just because they're a bastard. People murder. There's been cases of men or women even, murdering people who molested their children or murdering someone who threatened their life. There was a case in Hither Green, not far from where I was actually working in Catford, the morning the news broke. There was a case of a man who broke into an old elderly couple's home, held them in the kitchen at knife point, threatened them, demanded to know where the valuables were. And the old man, who was, I believe he was ex-army, picked up a screwdriver and stabbed this man to death. Now, in any UK society which would have the death penalty back, any theoretical type of hypothetical situation, that man would be put to death for murder because he killed someone. But even though he killed someone who was threatening his life, he would be put to death for that. And it's not always clear why. It's not always crystal clear what happened. It's not always clear why the person committed this crime. So it could transpire that we bring back the death penalty, put to death someone, and then it could transpire later that either they weren't guilty or they were very, very justified in what they were doing, especially in the case of murder. I'm not saying, of course, that murder is justified or is ever justifiable. But what I'm saying is there's certain things that society at large seem to think make murder justifiable, like someone breaking into your house, like someone threatening you, etc. People kill for a variety of reasons. There's also cases of things like crimes of where someone murders, say, a husband or a wife because they're cheating or they think they're cheating. Someone murders, people for a variety of reasons. So we have to take into account these things. I'm not saying that it's ever okay to kill. It's not. But it's a very, very complex issue. That's really all I wanted to say. The death penalty should not be brought back. It's a very complicated issue. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.